and nobody knows. Somebody out there knows. Either the person that stopped her and abducted her and possibly murdered her, or if she disappeared, there's someone out there that knows where Teresa's at. She doesn't have to come home. She just needs to let us know that she's okay where we can close our file.
The events of that night are unclear, but one thing remains certain. 4 years have passed without a substantial lead in the disappearance of Teresa Butler. Her family waits for an answer.
All I want, and I know the whole family, is just to know what happened to Teresa and to lay it to some kind of rest that we know. And it's just, I guess it's with everybody. It's just the getting up and not knowing. You know, coming that time of the year, holidays, when you think about her and you wish she was there. And she's not.
In Memphis, Tennessee, I'm William Bearden for Crime Stoppers 800.
Teresa Ann Butler would now be 31 years old. At the time of her disappearance, she was described as 5'3", 105 pounds. She has blue eyes and light brown, medium-length hair. She has a chicken pox scar on her right cheekbone. If you have any information that can help Shelby County, Tennessee detectives locate or determine what happened to Teresa Ann Butler, please call Crime Stoppers 800 now. Our toll-free number is 1-800-922-9999. This is case number 2. Your call and your information will go directly to the Memphis Crime Stoppers. The Memphis Crime Stoppers unit is now 10 years old. It has been quite a productive decade. Their statistics show that more than 6,000 cases have been solved, more than 3,000 arrests have been made, and stolen property worth nearly $5.5 million has been recovered. Next on Crime Stoppers 800, we're going to ask you to take a close look at a Florida rape suspect and help put him behind bars.
This is an important message for U.S. veterans discharged after 1940. Whether you served during peacetime or war and are currently age 50 to 69, call this toll-free number now for free, no-obligation information about a veterans-only term life plan that costs just $1 a week. These veterans' life insurance benefits are guaranteed never to go down, and they are available at the guaranteed rate of just $1 a week. There is no waiting period. Benefits are paid from the first day of coverage. Call this number now for free information about this $1-a-week veterans-only life plan. Remember, only veterans, their spouses and widows, age 50 to 69 qualify for this offer. Term life insurance for $1 a week. Don't wait. Call this toll-free number now for free information from Veterans Life Insurance Company.
Sometimes we all need a special friend to talk to, privately, one-on-one. Do you have some thoughts or feelings you'd like to share? Maybe you're just looking for some pleasant, lively conversation. Dial 1-900-454-1661, and you'll be connected with someone who'd love to hear from you. Not a recorded message, a warm, fun, understanding friend who's available 24 hours a day. Call now and meet that special friend. $1.99 a minute.
Always at your service, we got a job to do. Making life better and brighter for you. Working with companies from all around, bringing new opportunities to your hometown. We're Ohio Edison, your neighbors and friends. Ohio Edison, people you can count on. Ohio Edison, count on us, count on us.
Have you been looking for jewelry in fancy stores that dazzle you with spotlights and mirrors? Salespeople on commission and jewelry mumbo-jumbo you don't understand? These rings were purchased in those stores for $300 to $1,000. At Volks, they're $50 to $199. I have all kinds of unclaimed out-of-pawn jewelry at enormous savings. Don't buy jewelry anywhere until you see me, Bert K. At Volks, 417 Prospect, right downtown.
Over the past 14 years, Crime Stoppers worldwide have solved more than 250,000 crimes. Greater Cincinnati Crime Stoppers were trying to locate the man in this photograph. They believed he was responsible for a string of recent robberies in downtown Cincinnati. In one incident, 2 women were ambushed as they walked down the street late at night. The suspect jumped out at the women and threatened them with a knife. He managed to get one woman's purse away from her. The other refused to give hers up, and their attacker fled in a late-model Cadillac. WKRC-TV aired a reenactment of the purse snatching, along with these pictures of the suspect. They were taken by a security camera at an ATM. Shortly after the robbery, the suspect tried to get money from the ATM using a credit card from the purse he just stolen. WKRC aired the reenactment, along with a story about the robberies during their local news. Within 20 minutes of the broadcast, someone had phoned in a tip that led police to the man they were seeking. Case closed. Crime Stoppers, thanks to you, works.
About a year ago, a handicapped 67-year-old woman was raped by a man who entered her apartment as she slept. Case 3 this week is the search for the suspected rapist.
It happened here between 4 and 6 in the morning on March 4th this year. Neighbors later told deputies they heard a sharp crashing sound. What they heard was somebody breaking a window and getting into the apartment of a severely handicapped 67-year-old woman. In the Broward Sheriff's Sexual Assault Unit, Detective Joseph Hresso told us what happened next.
The victim, who was asleep in her bed, was confronted by the suspect who jumped on top of her, held what she describes to be possibly a knife or a sharp object to her throat, and forced her into an act of sexual intercourse.
Detective Hresso told us he raped her 2 more times and that after 4 hours of raping and terrorizing his victim, the suspect got away with $80 and some jewelry. His 67-year-old victim called her son for help.
When I went inside, she had expressed to me that I should call 911 and I should call an ambulance. She would need a doctor. At that point, I knew she was manhandled. And after sitting with her for a couple of minutes, she told me that she was sexually assaulted.
The suspect is identified as Sam Anthony Langoni. He's 34 years old, has numerous tattoos on both arms and a panther tattoo on his right shoulder. Langoni has a criminal record dating back to 1973, including weapons offenses and a drug arrest just 2 days before police believe he raped the elderly handicapped woman in Pompano Beach.
Okay. I'm going to check and see if I can rebook you on your connection, okay?
13 hours later, the trail led to Delta Airlines at Fort Lauderdale's International Airport, where Sam Anthony Langoni had reservations to fly out of South Florida under a phony name. It was as Anthony Bonaguro that he boarded Flight 76 at 8:40 that Saturday night and flew to LaGuardia Field in New York. That's the last official contact anybody had with Sam Anthony Langoni.
And that puzzles a lot of people, including the victim's son in Pompano Beach.
My feelings are that he was helped by relatives who live in the development. I am 90% sure that he's in either Staten Island, where his parents and sisters live, or in Brooklyn, where his wife, who just had a baby, is living now. But I definitely feel that he's in New York at this time, and anybody that can help, I mean, he's an animal. I mean, what he did to a handicapped woman is, I mean, he wouldn't even survive in jail, because I don't think the lowest of criminals would put up with what he did.
In Pompano Beach, Florida, this is Solon Gray for Crime Stoppers 800.
The wanted man is Sam Anthony Langoni. He is 34 years old. He's 5'9", 155. He has black hair, which may be permed. He has brown eyes and a dark, ruddy complexion. Langoni has several tattoos on his arms, including a parrot on his right shoulder and a panther on one arm. If you have any information about Sam Anthony Langoni, please call Crime Stoppers 800 now at 1-800-922-9999. This is case number 3. The Broward County Crime Stoppers Unit is another one for which 1991 marks 1 full decade of operation. They average nearly 50 cases a month solved, as well as 45 arrests per month. Stolen property and narcotics recovered total in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The impressive Crime Stoppers record of arrests and cases solved wouldn't be possible without the dedicated effort of the businesses, media, and law enforcement people who make it all work. The formula is quite simple. Civilian volunteers and board members raise the reward money. Police personnel coordinate the cases, and radio, television, and newspapers provide the publicity. If you don't have a Crime Stoppers team in your community, and you'd like to get a local organization started, you can write to Crime Stoppers International. Here's the address. It's Post Office Box 20250, Albuquerque, New Mexico. The zip is 87154. They will send you the information and the package that you'll need to get started. He looks innocent enough, but he's one of the worst enemies a drug dealer can have. You're going to meet him when we come back with our Crime Stoppers 800 profile.
Where will you be when your laxative starts working? Where will you be? With Fleet brand glycerin suppositories, there's no worry. Fleet works when you want it to, in minutes. For fast, predictable relief, trust Fleet. It's predictable.